All right. Let's see how it's going. Yes, we are on. So hi, everybody, and everybody who's joining right now. Hi, Sucheta. Hi, iPhone 1 and 102, and Sana, and Geet, and Dinaz, and everybody else that I already said hello to. So hello to all of you. Okay, let's move. Just give me 1 minute while I figure out how to put myself, on the meeting. There we go. Okay, yes. Hello, everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to all of you. So today, as we dive into the session, firstly, just let me adjust a little bit of this. There we go. Looking good. Okay, so before we begin, and as we start off, firstly, a very happy Chaitra Navratri to all of you. And the 9 days of Durga, twice in a year, always give us so much joy and so much celebration and so much festivities. So I'm wishing you Navratri. I never even remember when it is going to happen or when it happens. This time it was a really beautiful reminder from Mahendraji. Mahendraji actually did not remind me, but in one of the programs, and you'll know why I'm doing this. People who know why I'm doing this. So Mahendraji got a message for me even before I knew, or I don't keep a track of days, so I never know when it's going to be Navratri and all of that. But just one day before Navratri, Mahendraji got a message for me, and the message, it was a beautiful message for me, but it also said that anyone who wishes to come to the last door, the last exit, then simply look at this forehead of mine. Look at the forehead of mine, meditate on the forehead. And so for that reason, for the past many days, I've been going around, bringing my fringes to the side so that whoever is looking, and if they wish to meditate, can do so on the forehead to receive energy, which is right now stationed in me right now. What does it mean to be at the last door? Well, the last door is the one that breaks your illusion, the one that breaks your illusion about what is. Let me put my hair firstly properly because it's coming in my eyes. Okay. So what is the last door? The one that brings you to the breaking of the illusion that anything is outside, that anything at all is outside. That's the last door. That's the one that totally opens up the game for all of us. For everything, no matter what's happening outside, for everything, the work is within, because there is no one else. There is you and your energy. Over the last 4 years, we've been going around just talking about you and your energy in so many different ways, because I talk about energy all the time. And then we understand that energy is so easy to receive. It is so easy to receive. And so this too, being such an easy way, simply receive. Simply focus on the forehead, on my forehead. Yeah, let's just mute everybody, whoever wants to speak. Is there anybody who wants to speak to me? Okay, all right. So as we focus, as Mahendraji said, let me bring this. Yeah, this is a very strange, fun style for me. But anyway, so as Mahendraji said, all you have to do is focus on my matha. What the word was matha. So yera matha, और उसको मेडिटेट करने के लिए कुछ नहीं चाहिए, सिर्फ वो जो बिंदी है उसके ऊपर फोकस करो and open yourself to receiving. I receive. और कुछ नहीं करना है. For energy, that is all the cue that we need to give. We allow ourselves to receive whatever is to be received. We allow ourselves to receive. Okay. So to begin with, now the session. So today the topic is a fun topic. It's a topic about being a martyr. Being a martyr. So many of us, in so many different roles are always worshipping martyrs. We are told that being a martyr is a very, very noble thing. It's a very amazing thing. And if you are a martyr for anything, whether it is for your family or for it's your country, whatever it is, if you are a martyr, which means you give your life, you give your life, you get even to death for the sake of something, for the sake of some righteous beliefs and systems, then you are a martyr, and it is a very, very noble profession indeed to be a martyr. Well understood. You would ask why, if in the energies martyrs, and we're going to talk about it, if in the energies martyrs is not such a great thing, then why is it that people are even talking about you being a martyr? Why do you even need to be a martyr? Why do people glorify this being a martyr role so much? Why? The answer to all whys is just one: because you came on earth to receive these experiences, because you came on earth to think about another, to be in that space where you are thinking about another at all times, how to make life better for them, how to do things for them, how to get love from them, how to something for them, because there exists the them, and therefore all the experiences which highlight them, those are the experiences we came for. In all of these experiences of our of our sacrifices and of people's people's sacrifices, people being martyrs, we worship them. We worship them. Even when we talk about different professions where people have to give their own lives for the sake of a boundary, a boundary that we call a country, an imaginary line that is drawn between two places just so that this is mine and this is not mine. And now I've got to protect everything that is mine. I've got to kill, I've got to put my life out there to protect this piece of land, which is separated from another by an imaginary line. So when we look at the energies of it all, the play is very different. But when we look at it from the human perspective, the human perspective is all about separation. And so I have to protect something. I have to fall for something. I have to live by some, some principles and some beliefs. And those beliefs are very core to me. I have to tell you, though, I come from such an amazing place that I can see the energy perspective today. But just a few years ago, when I couldn't see the energy perspective, I was pretty much only an Indian. No matter which country I lived in, India was my country. No matter where I was so tied to being an Indian and being only that if you played the national anthem anytime for me, anywhere, I would always cry. I would always cry. I was that person. I felt so strongly, emotionally connected to this place called India. As a matter of fact, I was working in the US, and my husband and I, we met over there. And a few years ago, and as we got married and we were living over there, one day my husband came to me and said, they've offered me a job in India. And as he said, they've offered me a job in India, I just knew that is where I wanted to go. I just wanted to go back home. And that is the only place that was home for me, because I identified so strongly with that identity of a country, with that of being an Indian. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong if you're identifying too much with one particular identity of yours, except that it limits you. Not just it limits you, but it also brings you to a place of not liking, not appreciating what something else, maybe another country, maybe another religion, what something else is all about too. It's all about the same red blood flowing in our veins, but we don't know that until and unless we see ourselves as energy. We will find separation. I don't like him. I don't like her. We will find separation in so many different ways. But when we begin to look at ourselves as energy, each of those ways, if I may use the word, sounds petty. Sounds petty. To be fighting with another person for anything. They've done this to me, they've done that to me, and to be fighting with that, they've done this to my country, they've done this to my people, and to be fighting with another person when you are strongly identified with one identity seems to be the right thing to do. But the minute you step back and look at yourself as the energy, you understand that there is no other person, neither the one that you're protecting, neither the one that you're fighting against. There is no other person. There is only you and your mirror reflections. But how can that be? There are wars and there are people being employed and there are so many armies. And are you saying all of that is for no reason, that this is all useless? Nope, it's not useless, because all of that is for a purpose. It is for a purpose so that each of us who've come here to earth to experience duality can experience that. It is for our benefit, for our advantage, that the entire universe is constantly showing us experiences of duality, because we need to go through these experiences of duality to be able to finish this journey and then to come to oneness. But as many of us understand that if we are already sitting in such a room where such a person is speaking about oneness, then it must be that your journey of duality on earth might be coming to an end. Your experiences, whatever they had to be about seeing the outside, might be coming to an end. And that is why this particular path has opened up to you. As this particular path opens up to us, what is it that we begin to see more and more? For every answer, we begin to look within. For every event that's happening outside, we begin to ask ourselves, what am I feeling? So earlier, as I was strongly tied into being an Indian, and whenever I looked at a soldier, giving up their lives, giving up their comforts, and looking at a country and protecting that country, I used to feel so strongly for them. I used to tune into this place of, oh, I wish I could do something for them. I wish I could do something for them. I wish I could do something for my country. What can I do? I want to do something for my country. When I come to the place of energy, there is nobody else that we have to do anything for. We only have to bring ourselves to a place of peace. But now that you understand, when I'm thinking of somebody out there who's going through all the hardships, they're posted in the mountains, and there is not the wonderful life that I live. They cannot have that life, and I have this life. What did I used to feel? I used to feel some parts guilt, some parts judgment for myself. I used to feel unfair, the unfairness of it all, that one is out there being a martyr for me, and I'm not appreciating that. Today, when I'm able to see the energy part of it, I understand all my emotions of helplessness, or my emotions of looking at them and judging myself. There is nobody outside, even every soldier that is posted out there in that, in that landscape, that soldier also is me only. And that role that they are fulfilling today, I have probably already been through. And that is the reason why I resonate so much with that soldier out there, because whatever experiences I had in that role, I am still carrying those experiences in my energy field. Some of us feel guilt, some of us feel judgments towards our comfortable lives and not theirs. And again, that also brings us to guilt itself. Some of us will look at them and feel, oh, poor them, and lucky us. Again, over here, we are judging a Shiva. We are judging a Shiva that is merely in a role outside for a very small blip of what you might call a lifetime. A tiny blip of a lifetime, a role to be played. So when I look at somebody who is out there sacrificing their life for me, today, what would I do? I see that out there exists nothing, and I am feeling sad for them, then it's my sadness that I have to look into. If I'm feeling guilty, it's my guilt that I have to look into. If I'm feeling righteous about the cause, if I'm feeling righteous about the cause, then my righteousness is what I have to look into. Because in each place, no matter where we are, each one a Shiva. Each one a Shiva going through a role. Every one of us simply going through a role of this lifetime. And so today, I don't identify so much with a nationality, but I also don't identify with anything that limits, whether it is a religion or it is a caste or it is the social standing. It is not a place of limitation, because each one, no matter who we are born as, what we are born as, which profession we have taken, each one of us is simply Shiva. In the energy space, as I understand that more and more, I understand this is not your true self. This is a role that you're playing. Your true self is that of a creator. And so you've created this role for yourself to experience some separation, some hate. Is hate really bad? It's just an emotion. It's just a frequency. Unless I have experienced hate, I cannot fully complete the circle of understanding love, because love and hate together form the entire picture. And if I'm going to be experiencing polarity, then the more I experience love, the more I have to complete that circle of hate as well for the experience to be over, for me to get a PhD in this topic called love. Similarly, of any emotion, if you can see the opposite, if you are sitting so much in fear today, then for sure, once your fear experiences are finished, you will go through many, many different experiences of fearlessness, because fearlessness is exactly what you will have to experience for the circle to be over, for the experience to be fully complete. When we are aware, then this piece of being a martyr, being a sacrificial goat for something, for any reason, many people will take great pride in how much I have done for the family. I didn't listen to my own needs. I didn't listen to my own, whatever it is that I wanted, but I did what somebody else wanted. Wonderful. If you did what somebody else wanted, and that made you happy in that moment, that's perfect, because that experience was towards happiness. But now when you think back, and let us say, because you did something for someone, because you behaved in a certain way, if you created expectations from that play, and if your expectations weren't fulfilled, then you creating that sacrifice would bring you a lot of sadness, a lot of hurt. A lot of hurt. Oh, I did so much for this person, and that person didn't reciprocate. That person didn't do anything back for me. And when we sit in that place, all of that being a martyr has a very, very heavy impact on our heart. We sit with a lot of heaviness, not because we did something, but because we expect something. When we begin to expect something as a result of having been a martyr. See, the word martyr itself is something like I have to do this because it feels like the right thing to do. So I have to do it. It's not so much coming from the heart, because if it's coming from the heart, that will happen in the flow. You'll be a martyr and you'll be happy about it. But when you think about somebody being a martyr, it almost comes with this attached feeling that it's not fully what they would have liked to do. Nobody wanted to go on the borders But somebody has to be there. Somebody has to go there. Somebody has to protect us. And so they have to go. And when we sit with this kind of a judgment on them and what they had to do, even to ourselves, what we are bringing to ourselves is all the times when we had to do things against our wish. When I have to do things against my wish, what does it create in me? Oh, so much helplessness. And so, if by any chance you are tuning into the helplessness, when you look at somebody who's being a martyr or somebody who's been a martyr, if you are tuning into helplessness, then take a look at that as well. Sometimes when we look at soldiers and, let us say we look at people who've given their lives for our freedom, And then people would say, how can you just negate that? I mean, these people gave up their lives for the freedom of our country. You wouldn't be sitting in a free-speaking country if it wasn't for them. When you're able to understand the energies, you watch this entire story from the outside. One sought freedom, one fought for freedom, one had to give their lives for freedom, for the freedom of others. And what do I feel? I feel proud. I feel proud for them. When I feel pride, it's perfect. I've always, kind of understood, and I always talk about this as well. Feeling proud is a good thing. Yes, you might say, oh no, but there is ego involved in it. But look at it. When you are a child and when you take something to your mom and you are so proud of what you've done, you've written your first alphabet and you take it to your mom. What are you expecting from there? You're expecting that she is going to appreciate whatever it is that you've done. And when she does indeed appreciate, what do you feel? You feel happy. You feel proud. So being proud makes you feel happy. That's perfect. But if being proud about something comes laden with the heaviness of guilt, which is what happens. We feel pride for all our forces and for all the good stuff that's happening out there, but it also comes with the heaviness. Somebody has to give their lives because of me. If you sit in that space, then that pride comes with many other emotions, helplessness, guilt, judgments, etc. If you are sitting in that space, simply take a look and move to the energy space. Move to the energy space because that is where the story is seen. That is the last door that we were talking about when we were talking about meditating on the Matha, that when you are able to see the story for what it is. The story is a blip in this span of time. It's a blip, and it's meant to create all the emotions that you have been experiencing. All of the stories outside are meant exactly for that purpose, so that we can feel the frequencies of the mind, we can feel the separation, we can feel all of those emotions that come with this is mine and that is yours. But as you sit in the energy space, you begin to understand, you are able to see through the Mahabharata, you are able to see the illusion that these are my people and these are your people. That illusion breaks because there is no one that you cannot not recognize as being the Shiva. Everyone a Shiva of their own universe. Everyone a part of the source. Everyone part of that same construct of energy. Everyone coming here on earth to experience duality. Is my network okay? Is my network all right? Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, for a minute I thought that the network was kind of. So this particular topic, when I feel like a martyr for someone, the question to ask myself is, what am I feeling? What am I feeling as I get into the role of being a martyr? If joy is not flowing through you, then pause. Pause, because no matter what you do for the other, in that role, no matter what you do for the other in that role, what you are going to receive is simply more of your heavy, oh, I really didn't want to do this, but I have to do this. I really wish I could do something else, but this is my role, this is my thing to do, I should do it. Whenever you sit in this process of looking at everything as I must do it, I should do it, this is my duty, this is my responsibility. As soon as you get into this play of this is my responsibility, it is going to feel very, very heavy to you. Why? Because in that moment, we have forgotten that the only person that we are responsible for is our own energy field. There is nothing that we can give to another except unconditional love. We give a lot of things to the others, but the only thing that really gets transported from one place to another is unconditional love. And so when you come across somebody where you feel this, that they have a tough life and you have an easy one and they are being the martyr, simply look at that and bless that Shiva. This is how I understand it, that in this life, they've taken on that role. So I didn't have to. But it doesn't mean that I haven't taken on that role before. I'm just not in remembrance of it. So wherever, in whatever role I find people in, whatever role they have taken on in this life, if I find myself being burdened by, oh, that's such a bad life, that's such a sad life that they have, I simply cut all of my feelings of helplessness. Where I see them helpless, I cut out my feelings of helplessness, and I simply send out a blessing. What is the blessing? May your experiences be over. May these experiences of yours be over with ease and grace, with ease and grace. Because that's the way I express my unconditional love to whatever role that you are in, whatever role that you are in. And the roles can be so many. What is the other person feeling? You might be thinking about somebody with a lot of helplessness and guilt, but that other person actually might be totally happy in the space they are at, or they might be completely miserable in the space they are at. What is dictating what they are going to feel? Their own energy field. And it has nothing to do with us. They constructed a life. They were born to a place. They took up a profession, not because, oh, I didn't find any other profession, this is the only one available. It might seem like so, but it's really not so. Every profession, every step that we move, everything that is happening to us is a frequency match. It's a frequency match. Whatever experiences we have chosen for ourselves, we will find them coming to us through the role that we pick, through the marriage that we do, through the children that we have, through the profession that we have. We will find those experiences coming to us no matter where we are at. Just because we spoke about this in a few weeks ago, just because I have more money and that other person doesn't mean that I don't get to experience the kind of sadness that they get to experience. I will find another way to experience that sadness if sadness is my experience to be had in this moment. So when I look at this word martyr, the word sacrifice, when I look at these words today, when I'm able to understand that this is not a play of their life, this is simply one tiny little experience in this entire, the energy space that they are creating for themselves. And with that, I'm able to give them the blessing. May your experiences be over with ease and grace. And that's how you transfer your energy of unconditional love, because it's not that you want their energy to change. You can't change it. And so even to have this expectation, if I pray for them, their energy will change. Firstly, to let go of this burden itself, that I am responsible for changing somebody's life. Let go of that, because each energy will find the true energy to resonate with in that moment. And just because you have become aware once doesn't mean that you will stay aware at all times. If there are still experiences remaining of duality, you will find yourself drifting to those duality experiences again and again. And as I point out to you, those experiences are not wrong. They are simply a set of experiences. When you're looking towards the outside, when your finger is pointed to the outside, is it wrong? It's just a different kind of experience. When you are sitting in surrender, the experience you're going to have is going to be very different from the place where you are sitting in separation. There are two different kind of experiences. One is eating the gulab jamun, one is eating the rasgulla. Choose what you wish, just only to understand that when you do sit in separation, only more experiences of separation will be created. When you do sit in surrender, only more experiences of surrender. When you do sit in faith, only more experiences of faith. That is what will get created in you and outside of you. Somebody had asked for this particular webinar. So I want to stop here and I want to actually ask, what is your understanding now? And is there anything that remains that I need to answer for you? Let's see if there's anybody around who wants to ask a question on being a martyr. In the energy way, there is no such thing as being a martyr. Somebody is given up their life in one way, somebody in another way. The life is here and it is going to go. How it is going to go has also been decided. There's a moment of death that is going to happen. But till then, how will we react to one person's death over some other person's death? How will we react to one person's life over another person's life? These are all the judgments that we hold about somebody who is a soldier, somebody who is a terrorist. That's our perception of each person. Anybody has a question in terms of martyr? Nope. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm now going to move towards this being the Navratri. So today, instead of the meditation, what I'm going to do is to chant the Durga, one of the Durga Stotrams. And as I do the Devi Stotrams, I will put them up on the screen. I'll share the screen. I will put them up. And so you can read along. As we do the Durga Stotrams, we take a minute to understand what is it that we are worshipping. Well, we are only worshipping the Shakti within. There is nothing outside, and we are worshipping the Shakti within. The Shiva and the Shakti, both within. As we begin to understand more and more about this Shakti, even though stories are of bravery outside, stories are of courage, of defeating this and of defeating that, but as we understand the energies more and more, the power that is the highest, the Shakti, that is the highest amongst all for everything. The highest Shakti is the Shakti of love. The Shakti of love, the biggest weapon that we have for each and every place where we feel the separation between anyone. Wherever we feel the separation with anyone, instead of putting in hate, which is the frequency of separation, we can put in the powerful frequency of love, of unconditional love. And how to put in that love? Just simply by acknowledging and understanding that other person that you hate is actually nobody else but parts of you that you have not accepted. So take a deep breath in for a few minutes before we start. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Rema, you asked a question about topic of attracting incidents like accidents and disease. Well, What do you feel when you get into the accident? What do you feel when you get the disease? That is the energy that is attracting the same. If you're feeling fear, if you're feeling anxious, then that's the energy. That's just it. There is no such thing as attracting this and attracting that. It's basically whatever you are holding will keep manifesting outside. And the easiest way to catch yourself is to ask, what am I feeling? As this happens, what am I feeling? Oh, I'm attracting too much disease. That is already the fear feeling. So take a look at your fears. That's all that is to it. I get back to my meditation. Okay. All right, everyone. Take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you exhale, this one thought within, I am the Devi. I am the Devi. मैं ही देवी, मैं ही शक्ति. मैं ही देवी, मैं ही शक्ति. As you say these lines to yourself, मैं ही देवी, मैं ही शक्ति. Feel the love for yourself. This is your divinity. So experience the love for yourself. If you are not able to experience the love for yourself, just as a thought, then hug yourself. Hug yourself because tu hi Devi, tu hi Devi, tu hi Shakti. Tu hi Devi, tu hi Shakti. Okay. So here's the screen. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to give you guys the link of where I am at. The link on the, I don't know how to get back to that. This is a place called drikpanchang.com. drikpanchang.com, and they have lyrics in Hindi and in English. So when you come to this place, drikpanchang.com, maybe I should do this. I found the chat button here. There you go. So the link is in the chat section. And the website is drikpanchang.com, and you can choose to read either in English or in Hindi. As you are reading, I'll be very slow as I sing along. And as you are reading, if you are unable to read the Sanskrit words, it is okay. In every moment, simply remind yourself that this is you that is worshipping you. So no matter what words you use for your own worship, it's okay till the time you understand, Tu hi Devi, Tu hi Shakti. Namo Devye Mahadevye Shivaye Satatam Namaha Namaha Prakritye Bhadraye Niyata Pranata Smatam Raudraye Namo Nityaye Gaurye Dhatre Namo Namaha Jyotsnaye Chindarupinye Sukhaye Satatam Namaha Kalyanye Pranatam Vridhye Siddhye Kurmo Namo Namaha Nairitye Bhubhritam Lakshmye Sharvanye Te Namo Namaha Durgaye Durgaparaye Saraye Sarvakarinye Khyatye Tathaiva Krishnaye Dhumraye Satatam Namaha अति सौम्यातिरौद्राय नतास्तस्यै नमो नमः। नमो जगत् प्रतिष्ठाय दिव्यै कृत्यै नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु विष्णुमायेति शब्दिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु चैतन्यविधीयते नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु बुद्धिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु निद्रारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु क्षुधारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु छायारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शक्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तृष्णारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु जातिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लज्जारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु शान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु श्रद्धारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु कान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु लक्ष्मीरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु वृत्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु स्मृतिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु दयारूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु तुष्टिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु मातृरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः। या देवी सर्वभूतेषु भ्रान्तिरूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै नमस्तस्यै Namastasye namo namaha. Indriyanam adhishthatri bhutanam chakhileshu ya bhuteshu sadatam tasye vyapti devye namo namaha. Chiti rupena ya kritsna metadvayapya sthita jagat. Namastasye 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 namo namaha. सुता सुरे पूर्वं भीष्ट संशया तथा सुरेंद्रेण दिनेषु सेविता करोतु सान शुभ हेतुरीश्वरी शुभानि भद्राणि भिहन्तु चापदः या साम्प्रतं चौददैत्यतापिते रस्माभिरीशा च सुरैर्नमस्यते या च स्मृता तत्क्षणमेव हन्ति न सर्वापदो भक्ति विनम्र मूर्तिभिः. ओम नमः शिवाय. ओम मणि. ओम देवी. ओम स्वयं. मैं ही देवी, मैं ही शक्ति, मैं ही देवी, मैं ही शक्ति. Okay, everyone. Lots and lots of love to all of you. May all of you constantly be in touch with the Devi within. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. Lots and lots of love to all of you. Thank you, everyone.
Love you.
Thank you, Ma.
Love you.
Thank you, Ma.
Love you.